Good morning, family. It's been a long time. Lots of stuff has happened. And well, I feel now is the time to share something about all I've experienced and I've been working on. And well, about the Blue Sun and a new story about Joshua and Maria has come to the surface through my highest light. And well, and something about also Atlantis and a experiment there that happened there, and also well, lots of stuff. So I just get started, and I've also written it down because when I start, you know, speaking from the heart, it flows into all directions, and I forget things to say. So I've written it down, and I will place a link below the video so you can go directly to my website where I've written it down. So you can read it again, and the things I forgot about, you can read it also. And it came to the surface because there was a brother who lost his house, and he stayed with me for a while, and also with another soul sister. And it was all needed, divine timing. And we had stuff to do, and an old contract, dragon contract, we needed to work through, and well, lots of stuff. Beautiful. So, because of working with him, I connected, of course, to his highest light, and I came across the split consciousness experiment that happened in Atlantis, because I was asking about the twin flame connection, and it was told they told me that it's not really twin flame in the way we have been told it is, but it's part of an experiment that happened in Atlantis, and he and his beloved were part of the two split, and there's also the three split and the four split and the five split and the six split and the seven split and the eight split, and of course there is zero, and they were like spheres, like eight spheres, and um, and there are all these programs. It was the experiment to bring disharmony, in the divine emotions we could experience on the original Terra, our beautiful paradise. And when emotions are fully balanced and experienced from 0 point, it's beautiful, you know. So they disharmonized, the emotional programs, and every one of us got two main programs, and it's so well for me. It's fun to see that when I connect to the higher light of the other, and other lifetimes come through, and the themes that become visible during those lifetimes are exactly that they're connected to um, the sphere, the main two spheres we all were connected to. Um, the disturbance in those two spheres, those two emotions. And so it's fascinating. And it came through about, I don't know, six weeks ago, and it was so much. And they wanted to, I was present there, and the way they showed me, it was so shocking. And I couldn't really understand what was happening, because it's so high tech, and the ones who have entered the realm of Terra, and decided to, intervene. They're high tech, the Zetas and um, well, how do you call it? You have the Illuminati, of course, and the others, the gray ones, and they're all high tech, so they have, they're so, but that's what they are, they don't have a heart, so they're like psychopaths, but even worse than psychopaths, and they just like to play with us humans on the farm. And so they did that experiment, which I was told was the first experiment, and they just took out the consciousness, because they took out the consciousness. I'll take the two split as an example. So there were just two bodies, and the consciousness was taken out, and they would just, and it was, you have to understand, it was all electromagnetic with light and coding, and there were computers present, but computers I don't, you would see on an Orion ship, if you have a memory of Orion, and it's just so high tech, and but I've made examples the best I could to make it a little bit visible, and but well, I'm just gonna tell you, it was like the two consciousness was taken out. It was like in a mixer, it was mixed together, and then there were placed programs, color coding programs inside, which I feel are the chakras. They told me it were the color coding programs, disturbing color coding programs, and then that was mixed, and then there was this. It was put in what looked like a Fibonacci spiral. So it seems that the Fibonacci spiral, who has the spaces in between, it's, we have been told it's like the divine God thing, but I believe now it's part of their experiment takeover. And so the Fibonacci spiral thing was placed over it in a way. And then there was this split, like I don't know, they were taken separately again. And on each of the consciousness was placed like, I can describe it at best as a maze, like a maze. A computer circuit board thing of light, but it looked like a maze. And then it was placed in a cube, which is the Metatron cube. So that was the introduction of the Metatron, which I already felt and knew was not true, not divinely, godly, natural, original template. So and then it was just brought back into the consciousness, and of the one and the other, and what I saw was that in the heart, in the physical vessel, as soon as it came in, in here, so as soon as they put it back in this Merkaba thing, it connected to a light within the heart. And I was told it's the God seal. Well, God is also false, we shouldn't use God anymore. The creator seal. So the light I saw was the creator seal, hidden somewhere within our heart. It's the first thing that comes in, when the soul enters the body first. The seal comes into the heart, the essence of the 0 point of the DNA and the essence of creator, 0 point, but in the heart. And I call it the creative seal. And as soon as that Merkaba thingy came in, with all the programs and the disharmony programs, and it connected immediately, it was finding its way back to, the seal, yeah, the creative seal. But instead of that, so it's I was told that normally, first the seal, creative seal, is being activated in the heart, and then when the consciousness comes into the body, it can fully connect, you know, mm, the soul to the body to the soul, consciousness to the soul. And but so there was immediately a disturbance, what I could see. And when I was there, and later on also, for me, Atlantis feels very close by, and it feels very close by. So I was asking about that, and because it feels like, we all know about Tataria, and I always thought Tataria was the closest, before the latest reset. Tataria was there, high tech, and But now I've been told that after Tataria, we had the period of Atlantis. So I don't know. Maybe you think I'm crazy, but I the readings I have done ever since the beginning of this year. It all resonates with my heart, but also very important with the hearts of the others, and a lot of recognition, and they're like, whoa, yeah, and things they heard before and knew before, and it was just like confirmations also for them. And I have noticed that the videos I have been sharing, there's also lots of you who resonate with it. So I I've decided, how crazy it sounds maybe, I've seen it, and I fully trust my highest light, and which is, it's to me, my highest light is also my future self, and it's not the first time we experience this timeline. Lots of you know that, and it's like the eight, and it's so fun, those 8 spheres they were showing me, and it's like the 8 loops we had back, the 8 loops also, and when we enter 0 point, and we can, so we have looped, I believe we have looped like 8 times. 8 times we looped back, and we tried it again, and that was the quantum capacity, Terra had, and it's there is no more. So we are in the end game now, truly, and we are going towards the 9th sphere, which I believe is a new Earth, is the true blue sun that was a seed before in the heart of the original template of Terra, and that is why this Atlantis experiment is brought to my attention now, because it's connected. And where was I? Oh yeah, the looping back and the sphere and blah blah blah. Oh yeah, and because you will see in the example, you can see it on the website also with the link. You can download it if you want. It's, you have the different, you have the main programs in the spheres, and then you have like the sub programs, like the mind control and the reverse sexuality, and what is it? Well, lots of stuff. I don't know. My head is full. You can read about it. All the mind. Well, not mind control, but more feeling control, emotion control programs. To make sure we never reach that 0 point. And in every sphere, we have to go through the maze, and find the programs. And within the programs, we have to find the 0 point. And as I was shown, there are like 9 keys within one sphere in one program. And once you have, find 0 point within each, disharmonizing program, um, it's like the 9 keys, and I've received it myself, so that's why it's like the 9 keys become, you have the nine, this is the nine, and then if you do another nine and another nine and another nine and another nine, it becomes this razor blade portal. And I remember when I was going, because we are going up and down, up and down, up and down into the depth of the shadow, and with our light, and we get our stuff and get our aspect home, and we get a key, and we get DNA activated, and we get to 0 point, and we anchor more light, and pew, and in the depth we go again. And so we repeat that. And the soul family we meet are also part of that, or part of, if you're a two split, it's connected to the what was it, 8 7, the 7 split. So it's the 2 and the 7 split. So they are together, and it's like your soul family. So you will meet them because you carry keys for them, and they carry keys for you. So it's what they've created, this beautiful, beautiful game. You know, they're very high tech and they're very smart. And within the maze, and it all resonates for me. But where was I? Ooh, the spheres. Somewhere in the spheres. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When I was in my rainbow phase, I call it the rainbow phase, when I saw the dolphins of light, violet light in the pond, and I saw the landscape disappear, and I saw myself disappear, and there was nothing, and I was just realizing, well, okay, so I'm nothing, and everything is nothing in essence, and I could see the flowers, and I could see the flowers disappear, and I could see coding, and I was like, what the fuck? And starting to realize, well, the romance disappeared in a way, because I was just like, well, we're in a hologram, or something, and everything is code, and we can decode everything. So, but during that process of that rainbow phase, with all magic, 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 I was at, it was the same period as going deeply into my shadows, and retrieving all the soul aspects, and so it was going same, and how simultaneously. But at some point, I was laying in my bed, and there was in front, I could see it with my eyes open. There was this diamond-like structure, geometric structure of light, and within the center of that structure of light, I will find the image I sketched in 2015, and there was this razor blade, and it came into my third eye, and after shortly after it was into my third eye, I was sucked into a tunnel with all imaginable dark shit, from murder to child rape to satanic rituals and everything you can imagine. The most sickening things were being, coming at me. And in that moment, I realized, like a Care Bear, I just, instead of, I was not going into fear, I was just going into becoming more light. And I just beamed it all away with my light. And that was the end, that was the end of, I never experienced, the it was the end of going through the fourth dimension, with all the entities, and which are also programs like viruses, or how you call it, well, they're already inside, and but you can transform it yourself, um, it can only it can only be with you as long as there's the frequency of fear. So I got this razor blade, and that was that 0 point. I was in that period of, just nothing. And ever since that moment, when I go to sleep, I connect to the nothingness, because it's, wonderful, and I always sleep great. I never have problems sleeping. And so I went down for one more time after that. Marley! Marley, yeah! Yeah, it's the kitty cat. Yeah, the kitty cat. Okay, well, that was Marley. And where was I? Oh yeah, I went down one more time, and because there was one huge sphere and another satanic life I needed to give my light and love to. But it was like I was going down, descending one more time through all the spheres from my 0 point, razor blading through all the BS that was just lighted, was shown to me one more time. And that was that, and ever since that moment, it's like I'm in I can now describe it as become in the zero sphere. And from that 0 sphere, you start creating. You come into a creator modus, and you start working in the other realms. And so so what came through totally resonated, what they showed me in Atlantis with that experiment, and in combination with the reading for my brother and his other two split. And because we are now in the end game, and oh yeah, see, that's why I'm writing things down. Because they've also reversed the spheres, the order of the spheres, the you could say the creator Terra spheres. They've just turn it around. But so in order to know what sphere what is, you need to flip it. But if you, and the fun thing is that if you how do you say it in English? Well, I don't know, but everything comes to 9. Everything comes to 9. So that was also like, yeah, okay, that's fun. And well, and we are, we're in the end game, so it's like we're in the eighth sphere, which is also the first sphere. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but well, lots of us all lots of us are already in the 9th sphere, have reached 0 point and standing in a true light. But lots of us are also in the 8th sphere, going towards the 0 sphere, towards the 9th sphere. So and the 8th sphere is all about man and woman. It's all about man, woman, inner child. So it's about well, the true divine male energy and a true divine feminine energy meeting each other in 0 point, because that's the most powerful alchemizing creator power there is. And we know, but they also know, the ones who infiltrated. So yeah, of course, with the sea, the sea jabbies, and and the shedding, and so they made it impossible for the ones who have not yet, it's told that the ones who took the jabby were not yet aligned with their what creator's seal within their heart. And so they were still, mostly connected to the to the satanic shadow realm, you know. So so that is why they chose that. And we'll see, we don't know. Some of them had only one or two and just, woke up after it and maybe had a placebo. But lots of them, of course, got the right stuff and have a computer system now within their blood system. And well, they're lost. Sorry to say, but they are totally lost. And they already have a cloud ready, in Switzerland, and they have Aladdin, the main huge brain computer, and the consciousness they can just upload into the cloud, and and use it for their well, a metaverse, and where you can be everything you want to be, but not a natural human being, and fully aligned to your true highest light, yourself, and all that you are and all that is. So that's sad because, it's sad, but it is what it is. And I'm experiencing it with my father. He had, well, lots of jabs. He's a big fan of the jab. And my mother, not, thank God. And my brother also, no. But my father did. And he's just, I still connect to him once every 2 weeks. And I just to observe and see the change. And he is just, he is becoming a zombie, a zombie. And and the last time he was here, we were talking about something, and I knew it would trigger him, but I wanted to get it out, in a very gentle and loving way, or I don't know, just because I respect every consciousness. But you cannot connect to him anymore because his consciousness is, his soul is gone. So it's he's like this robot, and I'm just testing, how to, how does that work with someone who's taken over. And there was this subject, and it doesn't matter what subject it was, but just he, for a moment, his eyes turned black, and I was like, okay, well, that's the subject, and I don't know how long before I have to say goodbye to him, because he becomes dangerous in a way, through that computer system he carries within his blood, and he's controlled now by Aladdin, by the metaverse, by the AI brain, and yeah, that's so clear. Sorry to say, but you know, it is what it is, and I can see it by the neighbors and the things they say. It's just they're saying things, and my old self, when I was working through the shadows and getting back to 0 point in every emotion. During that time, the old me would have been triggered, by certain sayings and certain situations. And they are using it, they are using it. It's so obvious, but they are using it through neighbors and through a situation the last time here in the village. It was it was unbelievable. They just they I was walking somewhere and somebody came after me, oh my God, oh yeah, oh you look so beautiful, oh you look like an elf and you're so pure and blah 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 blah. And this talk and yeah, they bought something here. It's gonna be a consciousness center and blah blah blah. And you want to see and look inside, and I was like, okay, well, let's go look inside and just observe and see what is this. And so I was there for an hour, and he asked some questions, and they also had some stuff on Bali and then lots of things, and lots of money. And he was like, I was just, well, it was just so obvious. But for a moment, because it was trickster energy, of course, it was AI at work, But for a moment, I was like, whoa, that's a wonderful opportunity, because he was handing me the key, you know. Yeah, you have to accept something so they can come into your space. So he was handing me the key because I could use that key and I could do everything. Oh, that you can do. Oh, yeah. And then the shiatsu and the quantum and the portraits and blah. You can do it all here. And yeah, yeah. Oh, I give you the key. I give you the key. And unbelievable. Oh, and there was also an invitation for, it was past Monday night, about Egyptian Sufi dance, something from 9 in the evening till 4 o'clock during the night. Okay. And later, because, oh, he wanted to introduce me to all his friends, and they were there, and and after I realized that it was full moon. It was full moon night. So, what was that? Some kind of attack entity, moon Sufi dance party. So, yeah, so they are they are attacking us with everything they can, and I know it's crazy at the moment, but remember to be the calmness in the midst of the madness, because this is the end game. And remember, they are all programs, and just laugh about it, because that's the best thing we can do to get through this. And yeah, and you know, the blue sun is truly a blue sun. You know, at first it was a seed, and you know, but I've been there working, and lots of us are working connected to the elements within the blue sun, which I believe is the new planet. Is the sphere of Terra, our new Terra, our new Earth. And so I've been called there to root, because I'm part of the core family. It sounds crazy maybe, but I'm part of the core family. I root people also. And so I was rooting, and bringing through the roots. I was the coach I was carrying, the new Earth new element coach. I was just putting down through the roots and into the heart of the original template of Terra. Terra was just, you know, doing something with it, and then it came up. And then I needed to find the pathway, and for every element, new element code. So I was doing the pathway, and just anchored it there in the sun. And so, you know, yeah, and it's going through the layers now. So it's moving up. So we are going with that, you know. So it's like, and everything that cannot come with that needs to go. So therefore, some of you may experience very, very dark and heavy moments if you're, you know, because if you're not in 0 point, it can be very heavy, and you can have all physical things, and headaches, and you know, all kinds of things. So be in nature a lot, 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 a lot. Yeah, best thing you can do, and connect to the animal world. And yeah, so that, I know I'm going into all directions, but you can read it on the website. There I have I think it's more clear. But maybe this is clear for you, I don't know. But okay, yeah. Um, that was that. Oh yeah, and I was told also that the ones. Oh, I know it sounds crazy maybe, but you know, I'm just sharing that during our reincarnation loop cycle, ever since the experiment, we got into the maze, and you know, and the Fibonacci, and the Metatron cube, and they deharmonized the divine creator emotions. We got in this loop, and but every time, we have this, we enter the game, and some of us, lots of us, who are here now, who are here now to, uh, decode everything. Um, managed to open up their consciousness enough to when death entered, we leave the body, the soul leaves the body. um, we didn't we were not tricked into the white light, but we knew we had to turn around. And the moment we turn around, you connect to the creator and you can go everywhere you want. But we were guided to go to Sirius C. And we received there, which they call the blue ray. I'm told, I always thought I was blue ray until I, went home to Cassiopeia. But the blue ray is the seed. It's the connection to the blue sun seed. And we received from Jeshua and Maria on Sirius C. Yeah, I know. See, mad. Yeah, I know. But it resonates fully with me. And yeah, because, lots of you are so into the Bible, and I don't know, the ones who are watching maybe not, but I have never been raised with any religion, only with, love is religion. So I don't know anything about the Bible. So I've heard, and I've seen some things and read some things, but it never resonated. And so for me, it's a very normal story that I'm about to tell now that came true, is that Jeshua, and after the Atlantis experiment, Jeshua and Maria, first Jeshua, was the first one, the first human, the first soul, who managed to decode, that the eight spheres, the program, the Atlantis experiment, split consciousness experiment. He managed to decode it fully. And together with Maria, she managed it also. And when they entered the eighth sphere, from 0 point, both having, the razor blade, and went through there, came into the 0 point, 0 field, went to the ninth field, the creation field, where we can create and use our alchemized power and our magic and everything, we can do everything. They managed that. And while they made love, divinely love, not only physical, but through all layers, through all the frequencies, with everything, with Creator, they created this seed with the intent, they placed it in the original template of Terra, the way we have, the way the paradise is meant to be. And they also placed, they created also, they placed it in the heart of Terra. They also created a safe place, their love light, because when a woman and a man come together from their 0 point and their true light, you when they make love, through all the dimensions, it's just like, whoa, that's just such a fucking creator light. And so they created this dimension, which is like a heaven, Sirius C, and they are still there, and also the unicorns and all the animals are there, and when they incarnate, they go there. So that it's like a safe place within the universe, because the shadows of the satanic, the idiots who have intervened and started this game, it's cycled through the other dimensions as well, of course, and but Sirius C has been always been through their love light this safe place. They couldn't enter. And going back to, when we weren't tricked by the white light and we turned around, we were brought to Sirius C and we received within our heart also a blue seed, which is now referred to me um, through my highest light, my future self. It's the blue ray. So, yeah, so that's a whole different story. And, but it fully resonates with me because I always thought I was a blue ray, until, you know, yeah, because I always saw the sun as blue. I always draw the sun as blue. And, yeah, so it's so fun. So that's a lot of, yeah, information that came through. And, yeah, well, I think that covers it all. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so the Blu-rays, uh, as I was working with the core and anchoring and working with the new elements, we all have our thing to do with, of course, with the new earth or the blue sun, how you want to call it. So we all are working on that, and it's, it's getting, yeah, it's already here, but it's just we do it together, So when we enter the ninth sphere and we become the dream creator, and we create this beautiful heaven within ourselves, and then and it matches with all the other ones, soul brothers and soul sisters, who are also standing in that true light around Gaia, well, Terra. Um, and it merges into the blue sun. And so it's gonna be such a party. Yeah, it's gonna be such a party. But of course, we're still in the process of. We're still here, also in the physical, in the shadow of the satanic. But remember, the highest light of love is everywhere in nature. So, use it as much as you can. And remember, the elementals are also untouchable. And, the realms around the heart of the original template of Terra, that's also purity. They cannot enter that zone. So they are also here to assist us. And in the water, if you're in the water, connect to the water elementals, and in the forest, and do it as much as you can, because it's the only way to, stay clear and stay in your center and be that calmness in the midst of the storm. And because they're gonna throw something at us, they are, beyond psychopaths. So, and they're like these high tech beings with no heart. Well, that's what I saw, and I can see it also in the on when I see videos on BitChute or something. You can see it, If they took off the mask, it would be just high tech only, like robots. So it's, or clones or whatever. They're not. I don't believe they're not humans. The ones who are now in the high. I don't want to call it high, but in the government places. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's, yeah. So, well, that's all I wanted to share for the ones who resonate. And for the ones who think I'm crazy, well, love you anyway. Okay, stay, stay calm as much as you can, because we are always free, always. Our soul is free. So, and the vehicle will end at some point, you know. That's okay. That's okay. Then we go party somewhere else. Well, have a safe journey and love to you all. Bye for now.